Hello, love. Welcome. Welcome back, family. Thanking you for being here, sharing your time and your energy with us in this space. This is another installment, so to speak, of your Galactic Codex Unlocked. Is how they are wording this for me. There's going to be a lot of word play coding in this particular message, working with the energies of Commander Ashtar and Momma Gaia, also known as Mother Isis. The energy, we've got a lot of High Priestess energy as well coming through with that, and the energy of creation and the void. Both these energies wanting to reiterate within us that we hold both the lock and the key. I'm just going to start by reading off of what was coming through here. I first heard them say, galactic codes awakened from within, thinking of codes like programming, coding a system. For those of you who are coders, for example, and I'm seeing coding a computer game, a video game, this is also coding a system. How software runs with coding, okay? Thinking of it that way. As Lightworker Starseeds, you came in embedded with codes and coding. The key is to unlock them. The key is you, the lock and key, the unity of the lock and key. And then they proceeded to show me this, which they want me to write on my handy chalkboard. I literally just saw DM, Divine Masculine, plus Divine Feminine, and a circle around the plus sign. Okay? So this is imagery that they were bringing through along with the symbol of Pisces. So the hieroglyph for Pisces is like this, except that this is a play on, almost like I'm seeing the imagery of the Borromean rings, which look like this, like a trinity. Which, funny enough, I mean, there's a lot of symbolism in this symbol here. Okay, that's a topic for another time. But essentially what they're showing me here, what I'm seeing more than anything, is this: a merging. Now, is this a symbol in mathematics for something? Could someone please, if you have any knowledge of this, maybe there's something to this, because this is coding. There's something in the imagery here of two aspects of self merging, one representing the divine masculine, one representing the divine feminine. And then Commander Ashtar coming in to speak to the merging of timelines. So the message here has to do with concepts of the masculine and feminine that have pervaded, is the word I'm hearing here on Earth for millennia, and how when we begin to truly tap in to the real aspects of the divine, not just masculine or feminine, divine masculine and divine feminine within each and every one of us, that is the key to unity. That is the key to the reverberation of unity consciousness here on Momma Gaia. All right? Now, it's self-evident. I'm hearing Commander Ashtar say here, it's like, okay, in a court of law, do they not say this? Like, we hold these truths to be self-evident. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that phrase. So it's this idea of, well, it's obvious, isn't it, that when two things come together, there is unity. But there's something much bigger here in terms of how this is reverberating out into the cosmos, how this is reverberating out into the divine matrix when it comes to the inner work that we're doing with our own divine masculine and divine feminine aspects. A lot of this exploration can be happening through relationships here in this incarnation, but I'm also getting past/parallel lives connected to this. Some of us embodying or being masculine in past lives or feminine in past lives, right? So either we were embodied, we were a male or a female, we were of that sex, and we may not be of that sex in this lifetime. Something about concepts of divine masculine and divine feminine energy also being very different across the galaxy is what I'm hearing with that. But I'm hearing concepts of masculine and feminine are not to be toyed with here on Earth. Okay. And then one of the cards, as I was shuffling through one of the decks, which I usually don't shuffle through the decks before we begin any of the readings. It was this particular mini Rider-Waite-Smith here with the beautiful High Priestess, Mama Iset energy here on the front. I'm going to also, by the way, be asking through the Prism Oracle. Just want to throw that in here before we start. I was shuffling and somehow this King of Swords just popped out literally like on the top of the deck, already flipped over like this. And I was guided to take this King of Swords, and immediately I heard concepts of the masculine in the mental body. So this is very much energy of... Okay. I'm hearing the difference between mastery over and mastery within. So part of the distorted masculine that has pervaded, I keep on hearing that word, pervaded consciousness, specifically is what Commander Ashtar is directing me here to say. The concepts of the masculine that have pervaded consciousness for millennia, for eons, specifically that word is what I'm seeing, for eons here on Earth, have had to do with mastery over versus mastery within. Concepts of dominance. I keep on hearing truth be told. Concepts of dominance. And I'm being directed to a lot of the myths that we have, and I'm putting this, they're telling me to put this word in quotation marks, inherited. Myths that we have inherited. Careful with that word is what they're saying to me. Careful what you inherit. Now I'm hearing the meek shall inherit the earth. Concepts around understanding this at a much deeper level. The multidimensionality of the word meek, and somehow this being lost in translation. Reading between the lines. And truth being in plain sight. Okay, so this concept of inheritance, what we are inheriting, this is directly connected to what kind of coding, what kind of programming are we inheriting unconsciously. And they're showing me an old computer from like when I was a kid, okay, in the 90s. I remember we had those computers. Shout out to anybody who is of this generation here on Earth in this incarnation, where we had the keyboards that had that roller mouse built in, that ball mouse built in to the actual keyboard, and how like when that first came out, that was a huge deal. And now we touch screen stuff, and they're showing me how this is outdated. This is a symbol. But I'm also hearing with that getting back to basics. So part of this is there's a kind of, again, everything being on a spectrum. The outdated programming will no longer resonate with the energy and frequency that you are holding within your body. Within your body temple is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing the word harmonics with that again. Something about tuning into the harmonics of your blueprint. And understanding that when you tune into the harmonics of your blueprint, you will know by default which programming is no longer valid and what system needs updating. And specifically, they want to address here, both Commander Ashtar and Mama Iset want to address the unlocking of codes around the divine masculine and the divine feminine for starseeds incarnated here on Earth at this time. And on that note, we're going to get into the cards. They want me to start asking through the Prism Oracle. I am also working with the crystal energy and frequency of sodalite, lapis lazuli, and blue kyanite. All of these energies very much connected to the mental body and the mental realm, to their energy as well. Blue kyanite, always very much connected to Commander Ashtar here. Always the feeling of Commander Ashtar connected with blue kyanite. Sodalite and lapis, very much connected to the energy of Mother Isis, Mama Iset, okay? They're showing me a reawakening, is what I'm hearing, of the third eye, of seeing things differently, and how this can be expressed in various ways. It's through the way we think about things. It's through our actual clairvoyance, our ability to see. When we are thinking of things differently, when we are seeing things differently, we're working the same muscle, is what they're showing me. It goes hand in hand. Part and parcel is what I'm hearing. They're showing me the Lemnis Gate again. And I'm seeing that specifically over the head of the magician in the magician card in the tarot, in the Rider-Waite-Smith, okay? Where it's this mental body. This has a lot to do with intention and making the intention to see things differently, making the intention to be discerning when it comes to concepts of the masculine and the feminine that are being, I'm hearing, propagated and propagandized. And I'm seeing with that more vortexes of energy. I've never seen these type of vortexes before. Please leave a comment below if this is something that resonates for you, or if you've seen this. I've spoken before on this channel about vortexes of energy that look like golden light that are actually going like a funnel, where the wider part is at the top, coming from the cosmos, essentially, and funneling down into Mother Earth. So the funnel looks like this, right? It's like a V, an inverted V. What I'm seeing now is the opposite, and it's white light, but it doesn't feel... This white light feels... It's hard to describe. It feels technological. Okay. And I'm seeing it like the way that we see kind of symbols or emojis for pulses of electricity moving out. So now they're coming down like this, but it's like this white kind of blue light, and it's going down in this direction, but it's pulsing in circles, like bing, 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 pulsing in circles. Like there's a signal being sent out from a satellite. That's what it feels like. And now I'm being guided to the satellite, the fact that we call, for example, certain luminaries satellites. And I'm hearing with that the phrase moon base. And we're going to stop there. We're not going to take that any further. Take whatever what resonates with you when you hear that, and whatever is popping up for you. There's something there. I'm hearing transmission or transmitter. Okay, protection at the bottom of the deck, and they're guiding me to split here on passion. I'm hearing with that protection of passion, and I'm getting the energy of love and the sweetness of love coming through with that. I thought that it was magic at the bottom of the deck, but it was protection, and now magic just popped out. Okay, and what I'm seeing with this is, again, I'm hearing convergence of timelines, and successes at the bottom of the deck. So what I'm getting with this is, you see how this looks like the Vesica Pisces, and it's sort of like that imagery that was coming in earlier, where I'm seeing kind of the Borromean circles. So part of this looks like the Vesica Pisces, right? Right at the bottom here, where we see these two circles sort of interchanging with one another. But then there's this third. And they're showing me that energy as being the new concepts of formation, or the new concepts formulating. And this is like when two energies come together, a third is produced. So they're taking this back. This is a very Venusian kind of energy coming through with that. I know that Commander Ashtar is sometimes associated with the Venusians. And Mama is set to a certain extent as well, because she is associated with the energy of Libra, right? So what I'm getting with that is anytime two people or two bodies come together in energy or in unity, a third energy is created. And this is why the 3 is an energy connected to creation. And I'm hearing success around your creations. Remember, these are general messages, so please take whatever resonates here, right? Because there's going to be a lot of different things and confirmations and messages coming through for each and every one of us. Specifically the phrasing, the words, the sentences, okay? Even though they may not seem logically connected, or they seem disjointed or illogical is what they're saying to me, understand that you're not going to understand this in a logical way. This goes back to the mental body. This is new concepts. This is your deeper understanding of how the mental body works. This is the coding that wants to be unlocked here. And it starts with magic. And remember how I was saying earlier, I was seeing the magician with the lemniscate? Okay? The Vesica Pisces and the lemniscate are kind of, they're similar in terms of their energy. When we're talking about this unifying principle of a meeting point, of two things coming together. I'm hearing thought and intention with that. And I'm hearing thoughts become things. Okay? And now I'm hearing right alignment, and I'm hearing right relationship. This is a concept that the Venusians have brought through numerous times before. And do you see how this Vesica Pisces imagery is sitting within a unified circle with rays coming out of it? This imagery is really significant right now, is what they're showing me. And I'm seeing here solar systems or galaxies within galaxies. And I'm literally seeing with that like a wall, what is it, a wall of mirrors? And I'm hearing with that the reverberation of energy and frequency. And this goes back to the unifying principle within each and every one of us, between the masculine and feminine, unified, reverberating throughout the collective. And I'm being pointed again to the sun here. Oh, so part of this is actually a confirmation message around the fact that we've done this 1818 on the counter. And here's the thing, evolution and growth, they're showing me again, is cyclical, but it radiates up and down and it expands and it moves in and out. Like I'm seeing it again, like these vortexes. So they're bringing me back to the satellite imagery again, and they're showing me, like, it's so crazy. I'm hearing the phrase clarion call. That's a nod to Dolores Cannon. So but this time it's like we made the call. The call wasn't coming from, oh, no, hold on. The call, the transmission, this is not a clarion call for help. It's a clarion call. This is what I mean when I say that. It's a clarion call of, we're doing this. Like we've hit capacity or we've hit some kind of threshold when it comes to the fact that we have done this. We're doing this. We're doing this. No matter what it might look like on the surface or what the programming is saying, okay? And this is coming back to figures of authority. what we call authoritative figures. And I'm seeing the Hierophant with that as well. Going back to some messages that have come through in the past around that with Mother Earth, I think. Okay. So for the number 18, that's the, okay, 1818. Let's just unpack that for a moment here, because they're showing me there's coding in that. And I'm seeing 1818 like on a clock. If some of you go by, 24-hour clocks. They do that a lot in Europe, and here in Europe. I do that in general. I just like that for some reason. I don't know. Commander Ash is like, it's because of like the mission work. I don't know. It's like a mission thing. It's a military nod, but we don't mean that. Please take that in the most exalted way. Okay. People being on a mission, whatever. It's not, I'm not saying that. Anyway. There is an energy here connected to the moon card. Okay. 9 and 9, and that adding up to an 18 again. 18, 18, 9, the indivisible nature of 9. The fact that you can't really break a 9 down is what I'm hearing. Okay, 9 was another number that had also come through. Was it 1818 again that had come through in the last message? And again, I was being reminded of gestation, pregnancy. And now birth. So the Ace of Pentacles coming out here is something that we are now going to be seeing in the physical reality around these new concepts being actually embodied. And that's kind of all the way that this message is going to go. I'm just going to end here with the Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck in reverse. Okay, so this goes, this has to do with a lot of the programming, a lot of the way that the mass media, let's just put it that way, around what is being fed to us. Just be, again, if you're here, and you're probably already aware of this, but sometimes we need reminders, okay? Where the Page of Swords is coming out here in reverse. This is an energy of gossip, an energy of broken telephone. I'm hearing be careful what you actually believe to be true, but I'm also hearing be careful what you wish for. Now, this is an energy that had come through again a while back, where this was sort of a play on, again, concepts around fear-mongering. So this idea of, oh, be careful what you wish for is a form of fear-mongering. To keep us in a constricted energetic state is what I'm hearing with that. I will translate that as simply to keep us playing small. To keep us thinking small, specifically. Actually, we got swords energy coming out here. So again, a lot of focus on the mental body. As I picked up the deck, the Page of Cups was at the bottom. This is about seeing with the eye of the heart. In this page energy, it is a pure heart. It is a youthful heart. It's a heart of vulnerability, innocence, openness, being adaptable to change, being adaptable in love. Okay? The pages can come through as more feminine energies. They can kind of come through as masculine energies too, but I'm feeling this is more of, again, it's coming back to basics around what these things mean, what they truly, truly mean. Innocence, purity around these concepts. A nod here as well to the innocence of children and being protectors of that, okay? That protection did come out at the bottom of the deck in the Prism Oracle. This Page of Swords is literally, what he's showing me is like, what did I say earlier? It was exactly those words, like these concepts around not distraction, although they can be, right? Distracting ideas or distracting concepts, right? Misunderstanding concepts and energy based on what you hear, what the energy that's being fed to you. And funny enough, I'm hearing, oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm seeing again funnels, like what do you call that? What do you call those things that they speak through? The cones? And I'm getting like someone on there, like a newspaper boy kind of thing, energy. Extra, read all about it. That's what I'm getting. But I'm also hearing the Pied Piper with that too. That is another synchronicity. Like this had come through in another message as well, and I can't remember which one it was, but it was around understanding these concepts a lot more deeply. Okay? Oh, and I'm hearing there are two sides to every story. Two sides to every story. And be aware of, again, where you're being fed a very one-sided perspective on things. The flip side, though, what's the flip side of it? And it's about asking the questions about where is this coming from? Who is saying this? What is the intention here? And then feeding that through your body again and your soul blueprint and understanding whether it is true or not, right? This is a very, very big topic. And I keep on hearing with that multidimensional. And then I'm also hearing with that neither either or, but within. Okay. This is not also, I'm just going to end this message because they really, again, I've got the energy. Sometimes when Commander Ashtar comes in, Archangel Michael is right there with him, and I do feel his energy come in strongly. They have a very similar energy in certain ways, especially around speaking, around clarity and truth. Okay. One of the things that I am being asked to really reiterate here is please do not, please don't do this, because, and they're saying this with a tremendous compassion, but it's more like an understanding, a very deep understanding around what it's like to be a human here on earth, okay? What it's like to be a soul in a human body here on earth, navigating this polarity, navigating the duality. What happens sometimes, and this might be a message that we will expand upon moving forward, and please leave any insights around this in the comments as well. When we are talking about oneness or unity consciousness, this does not equate to neutrality or fence sitting in that respect. There's a reason why there is divine law. And now they're directing me back to what had come through earlier, like that courtroom energy, that energy of, we hold these truths to be self-evident, or the energy of like the Constitution. Like, this is very interesting. And the etymology of that word, Constitution, look it up is what they're saying. Meditate on it. And they're bringing me back to again. This was something that had come through in some of the first messages in this series. This idea of creating and working together, a coalition is what I'm hearing of truth. Okay? So the energy of we hold these truths to be self-evident is very strong when it comes to the energy of divine law. And how that translates to us understanding right and wrong here on earth. What is true, what is real, right? Very nuanced. Oof. This is a big topic to navigate. This is a big code, is what I'm hearing, to navigate. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. We got a lot to say on this. Okay? This is just a bit of a preamble. A quick reminder that I am offering one-on-one sessions. These are readings very much like the readings that I've done here on the channel before. If you are interested in working with me, if you need some soul support, if you need guidance, if you are focused on expanding consciousness in your own understanding, your soul blueprint, understanding more deeply as a starseed as well, your various origins, your connections, etc., I am more than happy to work with you. You can email me in the email in the description box below. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being incarnated here at this time. Thank you, Commander Ashtar. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you, Mama Aset, for bringing through these messages. I'm sending you so much love wherever you are here on beautiful Momma Gaia, in love and liberation always.